Welcome to Wallace on Wire. Today, we're talking about Wan Saiful's challenge to his party's chairman. So we're looking at what really became, well, less of a minor disagreement and more like a full-blown political war. It just exploded publicly right before a really important party general assembly.
Yeah, it was pretty dramatic. You had these high-profile figures basically going head-to-head, forget the usual party discipline.
Exactly. They were tearing into each other's integrity, their motives, all out in the open for everyone to see.
And the consequences came thick and fast. Wan Saiful, who was right at the center of it all, he faced immediate action.
He was sacked, wasn't he? Lost his member of parliament seat for Tausigh Jelligor, too.
That's right, sacked from the party. The speed of it, the severity, it really signaled this wasn't just some internal debate. This was serious, a battle for control.
Let's get to the core accusation, the real bombshell. Wan Saiful didn't mince words. He publicly called the chairman, Muhyiddin Yassin, a political liability.
Oof. Yeah, that's not just criticism, is it? That's basically saying your leader can't win, a direct hit on his electability.
And it went deeper than just politics, didn't it? He got very personal about Muhyiddin's alleged motives for wanting power.
He did. And this is what made it so explosive. Wan Saiful claimed publicly that Muhyiddin's drive to be prime minister again wasn't about the country or even the party.
What was it about, according to Wan Saiful?
He alleged it was specifically motivated by a need to save his son-in-law, that specific phrase.
Wow, that is incredibly charged. Tying political ambition directly to protecting family. That changes the whole narrative.
Completely. It shifts the perception away from public service towards, well, personal gain, or personal protection at least.
Did he offer any other reasons? Anything else connecting Muhyiddin's goals to personal matters?
Yes, he did. He explicitly linked Muhyiddin's ambition to his own criticases. Wan Saiful suggested that becoming prime minister again would be a convenient way for Muhyiddin to, make those legal problems disappear.
Which is a massive claim, especially for a coalition that's built its brand on being clean, on anti-corruption.
Absolutely. And then he added another layer, questioning if the real push was just about making sure his son-in-law, his children, his grandchildren could all come back to Malaysia safely without facing legal issues.
So if you're listening to this, you're probably thinking, how does this affect that coalition's image, the whole clean and stable alternative thing?
It undermines it completely. When accusations like these about personal interest, legal troubles, family come from inside the party, from a prominent figure, it's incredibly damaging.
Yeah, the reputational hit must have been huge. It suggests maybe it's not all about national interest at the top.
Exactly, and that damage, that fallout, it's why the focus then shifted very quickly to this whole statutory declaration controversy, the SD.
Ah, yes, the SD. That caused a huge stir just before the assembly. Lots of talk about a coup attempt, right? Reports of this document signed by, was it 120 division chiefs?
That's the one. And the perception definitely was that this was a move to force Muhyiddin out, to overthrow the leadership.
But Wan Saiful had a different explanation for it, a counter-narrative.
He did. We need to be clear here. A statutory declaration, well, it's a sworn statement, but it's not like a court order. It's more about showing a united position.
Okay, so what did Wan Saiful claim the SD was for, if not a coup?
He argued it was actually about strategy, damage control, essentially. He said the real goal of the SD was to make sure a proposal to nominate Muhyiddin as the prime minister candidate didn't get submitted to the General Assembly.
Interesting. So stopping the PM nomination, not removing him as chairman? Why?
To protect the coalition, supposedly. Wan Saiful claimed their main ally, Parti Islam Si Malaysia, was already against Muhyiddin being the PM candidate again.
Ah, so pushing the nomination would cause friction.
Exactly. He argued it would risk splitting the coalition. He saw Muhyiddin's potential nomination as, well, a bad move politically, something that would damage relationships with their key partner. So in his view, the SD was defensive, trying to preserve unity.
But that explanation didn't really stick, did it? The narrative that it was a plot, an attempt to overthrow Muhyiddin, that seemed to dominate.
It did. And Wan Saiful pointed fingers. He claimed that narrative, the overthrow story, didn't just appear out of nowhere.
Who do you blame?
He said it came directly from the camp of the party Secretary General, Azmin Ali.
Azmin Ali. Okay, so this turns it into something more complex. Not just a disagreement, but potentially an internal setup, a political ambush.
That's certainly the picture Wan Saiful painted. And he expressed real regret, almost a sense of betrayal, that Muhyiddin actually believed Azmin Ali's side of the story.
So Muhyiddin believed the plot narrative over the explanation from his own allies who organized the SD.
Apparently so, according to Wan Saiful, yes. And when a leader starts trusting a rival faction's framing over his own supporters, well, it shows a serious breakdown of trust, doesn't it? Right at the very top.
Yeah, that's a critical failure point. It suggests the chairman maybe valued loyalty, or the appearance of it, more than strategic advice.
Perhaps. Or perhaps he genuinely felt under attack. Either way, this breakdown led Wan Saiful to make a pretty radical suggestion about how to handle the whole situation.
Which was for Muhyiddin to step aside.
Basically, yes. Given all the questions about his motives, the court cases, the family connection, Wan Saiful suggested Muhyiddin should step down as chairman.
And let who take over?
He proposed the deputy chairman, Hamza Zainuddin, should take the chair.
Hamza Zainuddin. Was that seen as offering a compromise? Or was it just Wan Saiful backing his own faction?
It was framed as a way forward, a transition. Hamza was perhaps seen as someone who could, maybe, unite the different camps without carrying the same baggage Muhyiddin was facing.
So, putting that idea out there really forced the issue, didn't it? Stay with Muhyiddin despite the controversy or transition to someone new.
It absolutely forced a confrontation. And the fight wasn't just with the chairman. Wan Saiful also went directly after Azmin Ali. Very directly.
The infamous video scandal mentioned.
Yes. This was way beyond policy disagreement. He publicly brought up the old allegations surrounding Azmin Ali and a 6-year-old men's sex video, saying that history made Azmin unfit for party leadership.
Bringing up something that damaging, that personal, what's the political goal there?
It's about destroying credibility, isn't it? Delegitimization. Wan Saiful was trying to undermine Azmin Ali's influence, especially since he blamed Azmin's camp for poisoning Muhyiddin's view of the SD.
So basically saying, how can you trust this guy's word against mine?
Precisely. It shifts the whole debate from, was the SD a plot, to whose character can you actually trust in this party? A very aggressive move.
You can't really have this level of public infighting, accusations about motives, personal scandals being dredged up right before a major party meeting without serious consequences. It just shreds credibility.
Absolutely. The damage was immense. And the party leadership's response was, well, predictable and swift. The disciplinary committee didn't wait long.
When did the hammer fall?
October 14th, they announced the disciplinary actions. Wan Saiful, as the main challenger, was sacked, gone.
And others too.
Yes, 4 division chiefs who were seen as supporting the SD effort, they were also sacked.
But not everyone involved got the same punishment. I remember the Mekong MP, Yuan Waishao.
Right. He was suspended for 1 term, not sacked. Which is interesting. It suggests maybe the leadership was drawing a line between what they saw as outright rebellion, led by Wan Saiful, and perhaps lesser forms of dissent, a calculated message.
So the whole saga, regardless of who was technically right about the SD's purpose, it really speaks volumes about tolerance for dissent within the party, doesn't it?
It certainly does. This open conflict, fueled by those really sensitive personal accusations against the chairman, followed by these decisive purges, it highlights major friction, big questions about leadership succession, about the party's direction.
And it shows the leadership prioritized clamping down on the challenge, maintaining that image of control, over allowing open criticism, especially criticism hitting close to home for the chairman.
Seems that way. It was definitely a power consolidation move, sending a clear signal, challenge the top, especially on personal grounds, and you're out.
Okay, let's bring it back to you, the listener. Think about those initial accusations from Wan Saiful. Really serious stuff about the chairman's motives involving his son-in-law and his own court cases. Then think about the result, Wan Saiful and his allies removed. So the question to ponder is this: was that disciplinary action just necessary housekeeping, restoring order, or, considering how deeply personal and potentially damaging Wan Saiful's claims were to the chairman's authority and integrity, did the severity of the punishment actually reflect just how much of a threat those statements really posed to his leadership? Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.